All right, people, it's Father's Day, getting ready to make a Father's Day meal. We're going to do super basic. So, cornbread, green beans, and mac and cheese. Let's start. The oven is getting ready to preheat on 375. I have my oil in the pan for the chicken. I wish I would have recorded yesterday. Well, I actually did. It's on our YouTube page. Um, our chicken has been marinating since yesterday, so we're going to let this heat get a little bit hot. So I'm going to put that on medium. We're going to use this for our cornbread. And then, of course, this is what our pasta is going to go in. All right, so for our mac and cheese, we're going to use some chicken broth and a little bit of water. Pour all that in there. All right, so I put a little water in there. So this is chicken broth and a little water. We're gonna let this come to a boil before we add our macaroni elbows. Wait, our elbow macaroni. So I've pretty much tried to prep as much as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up the cornbread. I'm gonna show you how I like to keep it moist. So I'm using 2 boxes of Jiffy. We're gonna do a little bit extra than what it says in the package. So 1 second. All right, so the instructions call for 1/3 cup of milk. So since this is 2 boxes, we're gonna do 1/3 cups of milk. To keep it moist, I like to add a little mayo and sour cream. Yeah. All right, so I added some mayo and some sour cream. Now we need to add 2 eggs. Now that we have everything in there, we're gonna mix. All right, so we got it mixed together. Try to get out as much of the bumps and lumps as we can. All right, guys, so this chicken has actually been marinating since yesterday, so it's going to be so good. Our grease is already hot, and really that's all we need because we soaked it in olive oil yesterday, so it's already kind of got some in there. We're going to start putting them in our pan. All right, back to the green beans. So they were already pre-rinsed, but I still wash them off again. Okay, this is probably like my third or fourth time doing this because you just got to be cautious. Okay, now we're going to add some olive oil and put some salt and pepper on these and put them on a pan. All right, probably need like a little bit more salt. You know what I'm saying? Bam, shake them up. We got olive oil on here. We got some salt. We got some pepper. Probably need like some more pepper. I'm trying not to overdo with the pepper. Okay, that might be enough. Okay, now we're going to put these on a pan. All right, so we got them on the pan. We're going to go ahead and put them in our preheated oven. I know y'all see that grease popping everywhere, but this is what you want. You want to brown each side of the chicken just like this. And then we have a pan that we're going to add it to because there are a few more things that we need to do um, for the recipe. There are a few more things we got to do. So you want each side to be just like this. Okay, just in case you couldn't hear me because I had the fan on, you want both sides of the chicken to look just like this. You probably could hear me, but I'm just re-recording this again. So the next thing I like to do is kind of butter up my pan a little bit and put like a little oil in there, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven to kind of heat it up. Okay, we're on our second batch here. We just have like one more piece left, and you want to make sure you have a pan set aside to put them all in. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our setup. So we have this is some ranch with some Parmesan inside. Like I mixed some ranch, like a cup of ranch with a cup of grated Parmesan. This is panko breadcrumbs. I also put some onion powder, some garlic powder. I melted some butter and mixed it together. So I'm going to show you how this is going to work together. You also want to get some provolone cheese. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Almost done here. Okay, our macaroni water is ready, so we're gonna pour it in. Kind of stir it up a little bit. All right, we got our cornbread in our glass dish. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. All right, so while we got our macaroni cooling off a bit, okay, we're gonna turn some cold water on it because we want it to stop cooking. Now we're gonna go ahead and set up our chicken so that it can go in the oven. Okay, so what we're gonna do first, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use our spread here. And we're just going to take some on the spoon and we're going to spread it on the chicken. And we're going to do every piece of chicken like that. I'm gonna go ahead and go through at least one time before I put more on there. I want to make sure that I made enough. I'm gonna spread it on each piece of chicken like that. All right. I think I did make enough, which is actually great. Just gonna spread it on just like that. And again, this is ranch mixed with Parmesan, grated Parmesan. All right. Now I'm probably going to go through and put like a little bit extra on some, but you just want to spread it all on there. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. The next thing you want to do is add some provolone cheese to each piece of chicken. Then we're going to put our breadcrumbs on top of this. All right, so this is what it should look like when you finish with this. We're going to put this in the oven and start working on our macaroni and cheese. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is start off with some butter. We're going to melt this butter, make like a roux, put some flour in there, and we're going to start making our cheese sauce. I have several different kinds of cheese that we're going to put in here. Okay, so that's what we're working on now. I'm going to let this butter melt. And I'm going to add some, once it's completely melted, I'm going to add a little flour so that we can make a roux. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you add just a little bit of flour in there and mix it in. Okay, we're going to do some heavy whipping cream, and then we're going to start with our cheeses. This is going to be our first bag. This will be our second one, and maybe a little bit of this. I may not have to use it, but I'm going to let this heat up just a little bit, and I'm going to start adding the cheese and just stirring it up. And I'm going to continue to stir until I melt. Like I want it to completely melt before I add the next package of cheese. Okay, y'all, look at this. Once all our cheese has melted. And this is the ending result of the chicken. Mac and cheese. We're gonna let that kind of settle just a little bit. Put some salt and pepper. Okay, this is kind of how it looks after it has settled. As you can see, we could not wait, so we already ate some of the cornbread.
Mac and cheese, pepper.
Okay, so now y'all, I don't like how the green beans turned out. Yeah, I forgot to add garlic powder and onion powder.
Still slapping. That's
Okay.
how I like mine.
We'll taste the chicken.
Barely had to.
And the cornbread.
I got plenty more.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
Okay, he's literally saying that because I'm thinking.
Slap.
Cheese.
No, not